What is going on, YouTubeverse? John Stanek from Johnny Radio here, bringing you another episode of the top 100 artists of all time as voted by you guys. We are getting into the top here, guys. We're counting down numbers 40 through 36 on this episode, and man, this is a good one. Hold on to your hats, folks. Let's get right into it at number 40. Cream. Absolutely one of the best rock bands of all time, one of the best three-piece bands ever. I mean, it was a super group at the time, before super groups even existed. Eric Clapton, Jack Bruce, and Ginger Baker, all masters of their instruments. Eric and Jack both singing vocals, switching off lead and background. And Ginger Baker, just a madman on the drums. But man, such raw talent. And, you know, they had such a blues influence into their sound. Songs like Sunshine of Your Love, White Room, their cover of Crossroads is just through the roof. If I had to pick a favorite album by them, it would be their double album, Wheels of Fire from 1968. Although really all their records were great. I mean, starting from Fresh Cream all the way to Goodbye. They really only had 4 LPs in a short span of time, but man, it was just pure gold in the late 60s when Cream was doing their thing. Yes, and Eric Clapton now officially is on the list twice. He's now, I think, our third artist to do that. We had Sting and Peter Gabriel so far. Now Clapton joins that rank. So now at number 39, Coldplay. Another one of my favorites. I mean, at this point, I see them as just as classic a rock band as Cream, even though they came on the scene in the year 2000. Just everything they've done has been epic. Of course, A Rush of Blood to the Head from 2002 is my favorite album. I don't know if they'll ever top that. It's a perfect 10 out of 10. I mean, just the track listing on there from Politic, In My Place, Clocks, The Scientist, just incredible. Then other hits like Yellow, Fix You. That first 5 years, that era was the sweet spot, but then reinventing themselves on albums like Viva La Vida, which was classic. And, you know, their last, the album before their last wasn't that great, but, you know, they're just pretty much consistently up there with U2 as being one of the great British rock bands that just took the world by storm and continue to do so. So gotta love them, and so glad they're this high in the list. Now at number 38, George Harrison. All right, we got our first solo Beatle on the list, and I have the feeling this won't be his last time on the list either, but man, I love George. You know, actually, he is my favorite Beatle out of all 4 of them, for multiple reasons. I mean, just as a human being, his spirituality really shone through both in his music and his personal life. And then also, when you know more about him, you know, he had such a great sense of humor. He funded Monty Python back in the day. Just such a cool guy, but oh man, I mean, some of my favorite Beatles songs are by George. Something, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Here Comes the Sun. But then his solo career, just for the album All Things Must Pass alone, which is definitely by far my favorite record of his. I mean, it is just a masterpiece, from My Sweet Lord to Wah Wah to Isn't It a Pity? Such a beautiful, amazing song. And just incredible, the mark that he left on the world, whether he was with the Beatles or not. And that's just at number 38. So now at number 37, The Doors. Oh yes, got to love The Doors. Another just huge band from the 1960s that also were pretty short-lived. I mean, The Doors without Jim Morrison did continue to do more things, but it was never the same without him. From that late 60s to early 70s era, Another vocalist who died way too soon at the age of 27, Jim Morrison, is just, I don't even know, man. He's in a category of his own. No one sounded like him. When he would get up there and just belt it out and scream, it was so visceral. And then you had him also crooning on songs like The Crystal Ship. But man, where do you even start? I mean, Love Me Two Times, Break On Through, Light My Fire, Roadhouse Blues. They had such a bluesy sound. And then Ray Manzarek, you know, with his the sound that he had on the keyboards, it almost sounded like some weird carnival from another planet or something. And Robbie Krieger also, the way that he played lead guitar on songs like The End, where it gives it almost like this Middle Eastern vibe. They just had this darkness to them that always seemed like it was on the edge of going off the rails at points. And that's what kept it like so cool. Just when I realized the Doors existed, it opened my mind to new places and music. And I revisit them often, as all of us should. And that's just at number 37. So now at number 36. Little Richard. Hey, glad to see him on the list, and pretty cool to see him this high, actually. I think Little Richard himself would be pleased about it. You know, he was always had a little bit of braggadocio about him, saying that he invented rock and roll, which there could be an argument for that. You know, who came first, him or Elvis? Or, you know, there were so many other artists in the mid-50s that were cultivating this new sound that combined different elements of rock and or rockabilly, blues and all these different elements. And he did it in such a way that it was so fun. I mean, songs like Tutti Frutti and Rip It Up and Long Tall Sally, and so many artists covered him, from the Beatles to Eric Clapton to just everybody, mostly on the other side of the pond, that was really into the American music of the 50s. Little Richard, you know, also he gave it all he had in the way that he looked. You know, no one else looked like this guy. The outfits that he would wear, the hairstyle, you know, he had just this cool persona. And yeah, it's just great to see him on the list. I don't really visit his stuff that often. I can't think of an album offhand. I think there's one called This Is Little Richard. That's probably a good place to start. But I meant to mention earlier too, if I had to pick a favorite Doors album, it would be their debut album from 1967, the self-titled. But yeah, guys, that's this episode. So let me know what you think in the comments below. How far we've come, and we're getting there, guys. We're in the 30s now, and so far it's some really great artists. I'm really pleased with how it's turning out. Let me know if you are as well. If anyone you voted for is in this episode, definitely give me a shout. And yeah, we'll see where we go from here, guys. So stay tuned. Top 5s every Friday, album reviews, so much more. Thank you for watching, and as always, Viva La Vinyl. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and be sure to ring the bell for notifications so you can always see great quality content like you're seeing on the screen right now. Thank you so much for supporting Johnny Radio, and I'll see you soon.